Then I had to think about AP tests. Then I had to think, okay, I don't want a kid taking an Algebra 2 test in the morning and a Chemistry test in the afternoon. So I tried to mix that up. I've already found one kid that will have to test on a different day. So what I've done is, instead of going alphabetical order, we're going by class, by your classes. So you can see on the first day, you guys are going to be our people right off the bat. And just so you know, you will be proctoring each other's kids. You won't be with your own kids. You guys will be my first proctors. And I will have other people in there, because I have to have 2 proctors per room. Because we can't shut off bathrooms. So if somebody has to go to the bathroom, we're going to have people walk them to the bathroom. Because these are spread out throughout the school, as you can tell. So anyways, Doggett's period 1 class, and then I'm splitting Doggett's period 5, will be testing in these 2 rooms. Okay? And according to my calculations, that's equaling 32 kids. I don't know why that seems kind of low to me. How many kids do you have in your period 1?
Well, I have a lot of juniors and sophomores in my first period,
that's what
which is probably why.
Okay. And I had gotten a list from Kathy Creek telling me how many testers were in each period for you guys, so that's how I did all this planning. And I will be going through those lists and making sure I'm good. The other thing, too, that I always consider, like here, Pointer, you're my co-teacher, right? You do co-teach?
Yes.
So, like, I know his period 3 and 5, not all his kids will be in that lab, because some of them will be in small groups, oral groups, things like that. So that'll make a difference, too. I tried, you guys were weird. I don't know how to say that nicely. Because it seems like you didn't have as many morning classes as my other subjects. Because I tried to put morning classes in the morning, testing, and then afternoon classes in the afternoon. But as we can see, I had to put some of Doggett's here. Also, you guys were my first attempt of doing this. So I might make a couple changes tonight or tomorrow if I make any changes, so don't go run and tell your kids yet. What I tried to do is periods 1 through 3 in the morning, 5 through 7 in the afternoon, and 4 was kind of my swing. Some of them went in the morning, some went in the afternoon, just kind of how they fit in. I've already told Bird I'm going to be changing Bird's period 1 and 4. What's going to happen is, the way we're doing this, we're going to run a morning session and an afternoon session. We have to do that to be able to fit the computers and the kids. So the morning session, we want to start, obviously get them in the rooms at 8:20, get those tests going as soon as possible. What will happen is at about, I gotta look at my schedule, but I think it's about 11:10, somewhere around 11, we will move anybody who's still testing to the library, and they will get on the computers in the library and finish up in there. Because we have to get the afternoon session going by 11:50. Because they have to have the 4 hours, that puts us at 3:50. So that means they've got to be on the computers testing by 11:50. What I'm probably going to do with the afternoon session, though, is not leave kids in there for the 2 hours, for 4 hours. Because these tests are meant to take about 2 hours. Unlike English, which is meant to take 8 million hours. So probably what I'll do in the afternoon is and the other thing is they'll have the lunch, the people that are afternoon testing will eat lunch a little bit earlier. So it'll be like, and I gotta let the cafeteria people know that, there'll be about 180 kids each day that will be eating at, I think it's about 10:50 to about 11:20, okay? So basically all I did is I just split everybody up. As I said, I had to pay attention to all this stuff, and then what I did here is for the paper-based geometry, I split my sophomores and my freshmen. I put it on the same day as an algebra because in my mind I don't think there's a lot of kids that are doing both geometry and algebra in the same year. And then you can see I have more. I put sophomores here, freshman geometry. We're going to do our world geography paper-based the same day as world history. And this is mostly, all of AP Human Geography will be doing it paper-based, and then the reason I had to do some sections of the other world geography is because I ran out of computer labs. And we didn't want to test on that last Friday. That needs to be a makeup day, because if they don't test by then, they can't test after that, because I'm not planning on being up here on Saturday to test kids. So this is week 2. I'm hitting math a little bit more in week 2.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Do you have AP test on there too? Because you're missing biology.
I know, but
Okay.
no, I only put the tests that I thought my sophomores were taking.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure you
Yeah, no. Those were, I only put the tests that freshmen and sophomores that I had to focus on.
Okay.
But no, trust me, it's on my calendar.
I just thought I'd remind you.
Yeah, because that's the first day, right? Biology?
That's the second week.
Oh, second
That's the
week.
first AP day, yeah.
Okay, first AP day. Okay, which is it coincides with this.
Right.
So it's May 6th.
13th.
Oh, 13th. So it's the second week, first day. Okay.
Right. Same as AB? Okay, cool.
This day will be a makeup day. Probably just use the computer lab, the big computer lab, and that's you don't even have to worry about that. But those are for the kids that miss any of the tests.
So on here, where our names are, it's our class
It's
that
your
is
class.
there. Now you said we won't be that same place.
No, I do not want to put you with your own kids because that we don't want the state saying, "Huh, why'd you do that?"
Okay.
So for
so will
example,
that come later, like where we are?
Yes, I'm working on that right now.
Because I'm like, it's like okay.
No. I just wanted to get this to you.
So
first.
we'll have this so we can know where our kids go, and then
No,
we're gonna have
yes.
a different list of where we
Go,
are.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How much are we proctoring? Like,
That's
Yeah.
a good question. I'm
Yeah.
working on that right now.
so I mean, for example, for that day, do you think we can plan on proctoring both the morning and afternoon
I
sessions?
am basically using, if on the day of your test, I'm using you both.
Okay.
I'm at least, unless you had a weird schedule where morning your chemistry and afternoon your biology. Then again, I try not to take full classes and put them in the lecture hall. I try to just pick the.
So I guess
couple
like
here
for
and there.
anatomy, because that's a lot of days to my anatomy kids to miss me. Like that's a
Well, you're not doing every day.
okay. Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
You
know.
have there are 3 freshman tests, so the chances of you proctoring 3 days.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
because I'm just looking at all this thinking.
No,
oh my
I'm
goodness.
trying to work. I'm trying to work that you'll have these 2 days, and then you will probably end up. You're not. Those are looks like according. If I use you any other days here, it's going to be on your conference period, and I'll try to avoid that because I should have enough sophomore teachers. But these are mostly our sophomores.
So are you going to try to not do the classes like you said for anatomy, or can I plan on missing 3 days of anatomy?
You can plan on missing because it's going to be way too hard with AP testing. I've got like 7,000 tests going on in 2 weeks, so proctors are at a maximum there. Algebra 2, these days are going to be kind of goofy because we're hitting all different levels between Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, freshmen and sophomores. Same thing, chemistry and physics. But again, I'm going to try to use mostly the chemistry and physics teachers during those time periods. And then the very Thursday is the last freshman day, the world geography day. So I'm started working on that proctor schedule. My goal is to try to get it done. I can't guarantee by Friday, but if not, during the weekend, so you'll have it on Monday. So you'll know. But I will do my best to get you to classes, but again, it's a lot different now because of the fact of AP testing and IB testing, and we have to have proctors for those. It's crazy.
Will it be the same where if you're proctoring like in the afternoon and like my kids aren't testing, then they'll all go to the auditorium?
Yeah, whatever kids. Yeah, but I'll probably just use the lecture hall. We won't.
Or lecture hall or
the
whatever.
Auditorium. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, Sean was using all math teachers, so there's teachers that have their entire class in the auditorium today. I try not to do that. I try to use, if you have half of your kids testing, use you instead of someone who has all their kids in a classroom. I try.
Okay.
So, the other thing too that I have to keep in mind is making sure if you are doing morning and afternoon that you do have a lunchtime, because probably what I'm going to do is put like, let's just say for example, this is who someone Bird, you're in this classroom, and then you're going to be in the PM. Probably what I'll have you do is get the test going, because I'm going to train you guys specifically on the computer stuff that relate to that, and then give you 30 minutes, have somebody else come in and then give you your 30 minutes for lunch. Because again, the time in between, it's not going to be you're not going to have that time then. So, but I'll keep you posted on that. And as of now, the schedule, in my mind, I want the schedule to stay the same. The only thing is, like I said, the afternoon testers will eat earlier. And I have to come up with a system for that.
And do you think it'll probably be the same for like my aquatic science 4th period? I'll probably have 3 days
Yeah, that you won't
where I
see
won't
them.
see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 days that you will, at least 3. And then from there, like I said, I'm working on it. I'm keeping track of how many times you're proctoring, because I'm all about fairness. I was the youngest.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So is the person?
I try
The
to make
youngest of
sure.
6?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is the person that I covered for, the last time we did at EOC, so is he gonna cover one for me
That's
this
a little
time?
different, because he has full classes. So, and he was at.
I'm joking.
proctoring. And
It's
you're a
fine.
student teacher. You're just whining is what you're doing. Imagine
And it's on and it's recorded.
Yes.
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 So
And my response is recorded too.
It was like-
So
What time does the
I can
afternoon
edit.
start?
The afternoon test, I've got to look at my schedule, but for some reason I want to say I want them in the rooms by about 11:20.
Oh, wow.
I will get that to you because 11:20 to 11:25, because like I said, we need to have them on the computer going, like answering questions by 11:50, because that gives them the 4 hours. And then my plan would be like 11:50 to 12:50, 12:50 to 1:50. Probably at the 2 o'clock, which is period 6. Probably that is then I'll consolidate people that are still testing and let people go to class. But I will tell you, since you guys are the first test out, out of the gate, you're going to be kind of my guinea pigs with that. If we find that there's still a lot of people still testing after 2 hours, then we might have to just wait till 7th period. But I don't want kids sitting at a computer for 4 hours that they can't use after they're done with their test, because they're going to cause problems. Okay,
So I'm gonna bring a novel.
yeah, same thing, novel, magazines,
So I told
put
them
their
to
head
bring a
down,
novel.
that type of thing. The other thing, just to warn you when I start training, which I have to set those up, the first day you just have to be patient with computer issues, because they will happen the first day. We will be wired, which works a lot better than the wireless. That was the biggest issues when I did this in December. But for the most part, once we got it going, it was fine. It's just if a kid got kicked off, sometimes it was really hard to, Pearson was not being very cooperative in trying to get them back on. So hopefully they have upped their servers to make it easier. Make sense? Okay, awesome,
Thank you.
Thank you.